got about an hour.
Said about an hour?
I got a little time. I mean, it's 7:30, so.
Oh, you gotta go to Speeds?
Yeah, nigga, it's Thursday.
Shit, I forgot about that. I should have came over yesterday. My bad. I'm just thinking Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But you don't work Sunday. Friday, Saturday.
Work Sunday now.
Yeah, now you do.
But yeah, man. Like I said, I think it's a millionaire and a billionaire problem because, like, what can little old me making? What can little Curtis do? You know, who fucking got all this knowledge? You know what I'm saying? Making some, you know, whatever a nigga gonna make, you know, 30, 50K, whatever a nigga gonna make. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck am I in a position to really do? You know what I'm saying? I mean, all I can do is really just spread the knowledge. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I say, now when it come to, you know, like, you know, people got, it's a lot of shit that you done heard about as far as, you know, when it comes to, you know, like niggas, you know, you done heard all kind of shit as far as like, you know, white folk got, you know, they got these for world domination, world destruction. They got the shit built in the ground with canned goods and shit. Bro, that's a long journey, nigga. That's a millionaire and billionaire's problem, bro. Like, I can't get no fort built in the ground right now, nigga, somewhere. I ain't even got no land. I ain't
trying to survive.
I ain't even got a piece of land. You feel me? So, you know, that kind of thing.
It's definitely a millionaire billionaire. Like I said, they the ones who got the
right. You know, so if they come together on some shit, and you know what I'm saying, you know, the Jay-Z's and the P. Diddy's and the, you know what I'm saying, if all of them niggas come together, Dr. Dre's and all of that shit, I guess so. You know what I'm saying? If they put their money together on some shit and unite, but like I said, I think when you really think about it, it works for the whites.
Of course, it's their world. It's they set it up like that.
This the reason I say it works for them like that, because even when on a low scale, you don't got a lot of niggas that can come together. Nigga, I play 2K. Nigga, 5 niggas can't. I can't get 5 niggas to come together.
I saw you one post.
Nigga, that ain't me. That wasn't me. But that's just how shit be on 2K. Yeah. You can't get 5 niggas to come together on 2K, nigga, and just be like, we gonna win, because you got the one nigga sitting in the corner and he like, I'm a shooter. But now I feel like out the blue, I feel like I can go and get 20 rebounds, or I feel like, you know, I can ball handle and have 20 assists. No, you cannot. When you a shooter and you specialize in shooting, you sit your ass in that wing and you shoot the fucking three. Don't be trying to, you know, when you a big man, don't grab the rebound trying to dribble all the way up the court trying to be the point guard. You get what I'm saying? Go. Bro.
I'm like bring this full circle. We do have a lot of knowledge, but that knowledge is used against us because we have so much knowledge. We can't band together because one person wants to outsmart the other. Like you said, one person all of a sudden want to be a shooting guard, or one person want to be the rebounder, and he know better than this person, and he know better than this, so we gonna do it like this instead. No, we gonna do it like this, and then we'll never get shit done.
Nigga, Jared Dudley said something for the Lakers. Jared Dudley is like one of the role players for the Lakers. He don't even play that much at all, hardly ever. That nigga said gave some of the greatest little piece of insight, knowledge, whatever. Nigga say, be a star in your role.
That's very true.
Nigga say, be a star in your role. So Jared Dudley say, nigga, if I need, Jared, he was basically on some shit like, nigga, if I need to get out of here and I need to bust a couple niggas' ass, punch a couple niggas in the face for the team, for LeBron won't get ejected, for we can keep our, you know what I'm saying, with my 2 or 3 minutes a game or whatever, nigga, I will knock a bitch out in this motherfucker, basically. You feel what I'm saying? And that's nigga, like I say, that's what you need. And I first started realizing that when I moved out here and I started working at the hotel, and I was just like, how do you know what I'm saying, see how the hotel is ran and managed and shit. You got your workers that clean up shit. You got your kitchen people in the kitchen doing the kitchen shit. You know what I'm saying? They don't try to get involved with the transportation shit. Like that's what this shit is about, bro. And like, so that's why I say it kind of works towards the white folks shit, because it's like, you know, like I say, on a small scale, it's hard enough for black folk to come together, but just when we get money too, it's like it's hard to like, you know, well, you'll figure like, damn, why P Diddy and Oprah can't get together and make some just shit happen, like, you know, it's like I don't know, you know, you wonder like why the fuck they can't come together, but I don't know, it's maybe something there, like, to, you know what I'm saying, you know how slavery made blacks, and it's so many psychological ways and shit that they came between and fucked up shit for black folk and shit. So, you know what I'm saying, like, even on, like I say, on a small scale, blacks can't really come together. We find it hard to unite and make shit happen and work together to accomplish a common goal, you know. So I don't think just, you know, just getting money don't necessarily make, it's just, you know, I feel like as a millionaire or you build your shit up, we all got separate causes. Like, when I get $1 million, I might want to feed the poor. When this person get $1 million, he might want to build a school, like LeBron or some shit. That's two different shits. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, I feel like with that $1 million, that's what just ends up happening, I think. You know what I'm saying? We end up, it ain't like a collective cause, like, okay, so what are we, what is one thing that all the millionaires and billionaires that's black can come together and do?
Their own thing and figure out how they can make a name for themselves, not a name for the community. Then they say, well, what has the community done for me? I had to come up out of the community in order to make this money. You know, even though I was selling to the community to make this money, this was my way out. So, now I hear what you're saying, but back to what you were saying too about being a star in your role. You first got to know what your role is. And a lot of us don't know our roles. A lot of us don't know where we belong or how we belong or, you know, or anything. And I don't remember who I was listening to, but they made a valid point. They were saying the difference between white people and black people as far as relationships. They were saying back in the day, a white woman knew her role. She knew she was a stay-at-home. She knew the man was going to go out there and make money, so she knew her role. And now, you know, we have this woman empowerment, you know, and it's
man,
mainly,
don't even get me
definitely
started.
A black thing where a woman's like, oh, I'm my independent woman, INDNP, but she doesn't know her role. And a man doesn't know his role either, because he doesn't know how to take care of the woman. He doesn't know what he's supposed to be as a man or head of household. So we don't know our roles. And we compete with each other because we don't know our roles, because we don't know our strengths, because we don't know our weaknesses.
That makes sense in a way.
And so because we're competing with each other, we can't compete with the outside world. We can't defend our people from the outside world because we don't know our own roles. You know?
That makes sense.
We knew that Marshall was the white head of his household. He had several slaves, you know, and he knew how to demand his slaves to do what they wanted to do, beat them into submission. And Marshall had a wife, and the wife, she stayed at home. She made sure that the house slaves didn't do what the fuck they wasn't supposed to be doing. You know, us, we just run around with chickens with our head cut off because we try not to get beat. We try not to, you know, let our kids get raped. We try not to let our men get hurt. You know, so these women got to play these multiple roles, and then these women get taken away. And now the men got to play these multiple roles, you know, and try to raise a child by itself, or, you know, try to do right by the son and teach him without a mother being there. But it takes all of that to have unity. You can't have a mother without a father.
Facts.
You can't raise a child properly without a two-head household.
Facts.
You know, and so it starts there when just an epiphany right now is like when they say that, you know, fixing the world starts in your own home. That's true. Raise your family. And if you can raise your properly, that child can teach the next generation how to raise that family, and you begin to take away those quote unquote generational curses. You know, Marshall and Sally, they had the two-head household for their family, for their son and their daughter, and they taught them everything. They taught them about money, they taught them about school, they taught them about this, taught them about that, because each person, the mother and father, they have to teach the child something individually. The mother can't teach shit that the father can teach. The father can't teach shit that the mother can teach, even though we as black people like to think, oh, you know, I can raise my child. I don't need no man around my son. I don't need no man around my daughter. Yes, you do.
That shit fucks, like,
regardless of what you
this
think.
is a lot of psychological, like, shit that's going on there that, like, people don't really realize.
They
like,
don't,
nigga, because, like, I know just me not having my daddy in my life, nigga, bro, that shit fucks with a person, bro.
Yeah.
Like, nigga, and I think just what more and more now.
And it fucks up the next generation too if you don't try to change it.
Like, more so now, nigga, what I've been coming into and what I've just been looking into is like being a man and being able to, like, because, you know, a lot of people, I've just been hearing more and more about, like, men not being able to, like, kind of be, I guess, vulnerable or be, like, like
how that song
say how they feel. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and shit like that.
It's just, nigga, I got fucking passion about myself.
Like,
let me get that shit out of me.
Nigga, it's days, nigga. Like, I had a day like that today, nigga, and I was like, fuck, nigga, I feel lonely than a bitch.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Nigga, ain't got nobody that understand me, nigga, that I can just call up and, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, in this society, it's so crazy and it's so fucked up in a way because it's just like, nigga, you try to call like one of your homies, you know, you like, man, I can't call one of my niggas or most of my niggas or most niggas because like what he gonna do?
Man, nigga, man, the fuck up, man.
He gonna clown your bitch ass. He gonna clown you, bro. Like, it's like you get clowned for like how you, for your expressing yourself and your feelings and how the fuck you really feel. You know what I'm saying? And that's fucked up. Yeah, and I be seeing, and there's so many memes, nigga. There's so much shit on the internet and shit, nigga, that I see from day to day. That's just like I can't, man. One of my homeboys like shared some shit. You know, he was like he said some shit like, he was like, man, y'all worship these celebrities. Y'all care about these celebrities more than y'all care about y'all own family. Exactly. And like I shared it, and I was like, and in all seriousness, I was like, bro, I was like, this shit, like, you know, it was meant like people like niggas laughing at it and shit, and I was like, yeah, cool, it's cool, okay, get a laugh out of it. That's what the fuck niggas do. That's what we be doing. But like, I'm serious though. Like that's really a problem on some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like when I was like, in certain cases is a problem. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sit up here and say every case, because I do feel like if I'm listening to a rapper and that rapper didn't kind of touch my heart, my soul, I guess, in a sense, with like some of the lyrics and some of the meaningful raps that he didn't relate, I can relate to that shit. I can feel some of his, he didn't touch me with some of his words and shit. You feel me? Like, it's like, damn, like that nigga understand. Like, it's like, I feel like it's kind of that. In a sense, like, you know, it's not necessarily just like he just understand me, like just right there, but he you can tell I can relate to this nigga. Right. You know what I'm saying? On some shit like that, opposed to, okay, yo Uncle Jamie or your daddy brother, uncle, whatever, same thing. Right. Or your daddy, you know what I'm saying, who don't fucking know the first thing about you, who don't even know your fucking favorite rapper, or who don't know your fucking your favorite basketball team, who don't know your favorite color growing up, or don't know your favorite hobby, nigga, or don't know that special talent or skill that you got, nigga, that, you know what I'm saying, shit like that, you know what I'm saying. And I feel like, you know, I don't know, man, you know, it's crazy though, bro. And like, you know, and like for me as a nigga who I feel like, you know, I didn't done work on myself. That shit, I don't know. That shit's really fucked up, and it really pains me in a way, because it's just like, I'm tired of. I done heard about women this and what women need and what women, you know what I'm saying. But I'ma just say everybody, but men for damn sure, we fucked up too. And like, you know why? You know why I feel like it's so fucking important? Because I feel like this shit is so fucking important, because when you think about it. And like I say, this is on some epiphany shit too. When you think about it, bro, like, nigga, females, I feel like a lot of times be fucked up because of the men. Right. So if a man can't fucking express himself and get to that point where he's like accepted in a way, I feel like, or just like, oh yeah, babe, I can express myself, I can express my feelings, my emotions or whatever, and blah 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 blah, and like, I ain't finna be looked at, or my baby gonna be understanding to that shit. Like, yeah, I'm having a day, babe. Like, you know, da 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 da. Yeah, she ain't gonna come at me all sideways on small, nigga. You just like a female. You just like a bitch with all of this shit and blah 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 blah. I feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like I say, cause bro, people man, I do feel like a part of the responsibility, like with all these ain't shit bitches and all of that shit. Bitches be hurt because niggas like they don't want to love again and they scared.
But it's a cycle because niggas
It
the
is.
same way, bro.
It is. But
I've been hurt and then don't want to love, then want to love again and shit.
I'm always gonna choose
because
love.
of
That's
female,
just me.
You know, I mean, yeah, I always gonna choose love.
At least that's what I say.
But I got to a point where I was like, fuck all of this. I'm just about to be a dumbass nigga.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to put my dick in whatever come my way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I'm gonna do these bitches dirty because I was done dirty. You know,
Facts.
so it's a cycle. But like you say about the emotion thing, I'm not gonna say it stems from slavery, but it stems from generations of people saying, "Oh, you gotta man up. Oh, you can't act like this." And you know, I'm thinking
Right.
like,
Nobody can see you cry.
Right, on the plantation, it's like, nigga, you don't want the master to see you cry, you know, because he may beat you and tell you, you know, force you to do something else. So I can't cry in front of the master, you know, or I can't sit up and be soft in front of the master. I got to tell my son, hey, he needs to man up, because if he doesn't man up, he might get sold to another plantation where I'll never see him again. So I have to instill these certain things into my son, you know, during the slave time, so that we can try to be together. You know, man up, toughen up.
See, that's a part. That's most definitely a deeper part that I ain't really got too much. Like I don't.
And I mean,
I get it. I see it, and I know it's some correlation between it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Of course, like I feel like a lot of shit when it comes to blacks and slavery and shit. But I
mean,
you know, I just know off top. Yeah, like I just know off top, like the shit that, you know, we most definitely still fucked up. In a lot of ways, bro. Like in a lot of ways.
Because you don't have to tell your son when he cries to man up. But you heard your daddy probably saying that to somebody. Or you probably saw that on social media or saw that on the TV somewhere. So you telling your son you ain't supposed to cry. Because you didn't have a daddy in the house who taught you that boys can cry. You probably had a daddy in the house who was always saying, man up, man up, man up.
Right.
You didn't have, but your dad didn't have that emotion or that emotional upbringing where he was allowed to cry or allowed to be upset or allowed to express himself.
Right.
Because he had to man up. Because mama, you know, she got to work 2 and 3 jobs. She ain't got time for you to be sitting up here crying and shit all the time. You know, mama, she a single mom and dad ain't there, so, you know, you got to man up and be man of the house. And you 12 and 13 years old. Nigga, how to be fucking man of the house? I ain't got no man to show me how to be a man. I'm only 12, 13 years old. I'm still trying to live my life, you know, as a kid.
That's a good point right
but
there.
My daddy, he locked up, or my daddy,
That's
he
a
done
good
got
point
killed
right
in the
there.
street,
I ain't got nobody
you know?
to show me how to be a man.
Yeah, but you want me to man up and be the man of the house. How the fuck am I supposed to do that? It's so
real
confusing
shit.
and so hurtful.
That's real
and
shit.
It gets deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper, and it's like, you know, but I don't want to see my mom struggling, so she telling me to man up and be a man in the house, so I guess I got to figure out how to do that. So now I'm going to go sell drugs, or now I'm going to go do this to hit a lick to help my mom with these bills. And now the cycle continues. Now I'm in jail, and, you know,
It's so many scenarios, and
bro.
like, it's crazy, bro. It's frustrating, bro, when you really
is.
like think about it, like on some
very
shit. This
frustrating.
shit really frustrating, bro.
And all
So,
you know, people want to do is be like, you know, let me just help out, but
That-
they can't help out because they got to figure out what the fuck they trying to do with their life.
The facts, and like that's
You know?
and that's another thing too. When I talk about, I feel like these days, like, and that's why I feel like relationships are so important, bro.
Very,
like just
very important.
having a solid
Strong,
relationship,
solid, exactly.
and just the word that I would use, one of the key words that is being in harmony, bro. Like, and people
I
like, you know, people, you know, you submit or whatever. Oh, women's supposed
It's
to
one and the
submit.
same,
It's
bro.
the same thing.
Just
Being
like-
in harmony and submitting, like, you know, that's why I would say that, just because it sounds better. I feel like, you know what I'm saying. But
Yeah.
just being in harmony is really just, I agree.
Fuck the way it sounds.
I
What it
agree
is
with
what it is.
Yeah. So it's like it's just like, you know, you being in harmony with somebody is just like, yo, like me and my ex, bro, like Jarena, bro, like, and I don't want to say that over live, but whatever. Everybody know that for the
Karuchi!
motherfucker. You know, like Karuchi. You childish, right, for real. Huh? But anyway, like I say, like, bro, we had harmony, my nigga.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, nigga, it was harmony there. Like, I until I was on some goofy shit, but
Yeah.
you know, like, man, and like I say, and I talk about this a lot with some of my good friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, the fact that when you start to learn yourself, and that, like, that's another thing I was gonna say. I feel like everybody and most people, everybody should be learning themselves, bro.
I agree.
Everybody like should be coming into like and learning like who the fuck they is, because we, like I say, we are no longer at that age and you know that time and that era when it was just like we can write, hey, do you like me on a piece of paper, and bitch circle yes, bitch circle no.
But see, we're not able to focus on becoming ourselves because we're trying to become 2 Chainz. Are we trying to become Diddy? Are we trying to become, again, we're not knowing our roles. We're not knowing our strengths.
I ain't talking about just me. I'm talking about everybody.
I know. But we're so busy looking at, you know, Jill, John, or whoever trying to aspire to be like them.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, because we follow the celebs. Exactly. Just the way society has just been
so we can't
created and just painted. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody want to be a fucking rapper. Everybody can't be a fucking rapper.
And that's
you gotta be a
and
producer.
like I say,
you need to be an engineer.
You know, the people who do hear it. You know, I think it's about the people who do get the message. You know what I'm saying? Like and are ready to receive the message. You feel what I'm saying? So I ain't so much speaking to the people who just not there yet. You know what I'm saying? You know, you at where you at for whatever reason. You learn whatever lesson that you gotta learn. But you know what I'm saying? For the people who ready to receive the message that, you know what I'm saying, be coming through and shit. So, you know, like I say, bro, like just man, like that's some serious shit, bro. Like
to even dig a little deeper, like, and I'm trying not to get too deep, but I think it all, like you say, it works harmoniously, you know, for the greater good. And, you know, to quote God, you know, it all works together for His plan.
Mm-hmm.
But another thing we've gotten away from is the spiritual side, you know, and the spiritual side does have a lot to do with the physical side. And I'm gonna break it all the way down. I'm gonna get deep with you. So back in the day, before we had this book called the Bible, and before this white man told us what we should believe in, we believed in the spirits. In Africa, we believed in different spirits. We believed in the spirit of our grandfather. We believed, you know, even the Native Americans believed in the spirits of the plants and everything. But we had that taken away from us, you know, forcefully. A lot of us had it taken away from us, and so we're confused spiritually, which was also done intentionally. You confuse somebody's spirit, now they definitely don't know where to go. Now they're definitely lost. Now they're always going to be trying to look to find out something to fulfill that spiritual void. You know, so we're going to give them something to replace that spiritual void. We're going to call it this religion, and we're going to tell them they're supposed to believe in this and believe in that type of way.
Yeah, that's for that right there. That's just like, that's another thing. Like I say, that's just the whole world when you start getting it into that. And like my thing is, I kind of keep it stupid simple for like my approach to people, just really in general. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm talking to anybody, I'm chopping it up. But just like for me, it's just like I try to accept wherever a person is with the mind, with the idea or the mindset that like it's gonna be if you can't get it all from me, it's gonna be somebody else that you will get it from, and you eventually come around to see the light in a sense. Right. Or like you know, it hit you, it come full circle, you know, kind of in a way like you say, you know what I'm saying, like it just come around, it's like, oh, you finally get it, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, and this is even in relationships. I'm pretty sure you'd have been in this situation too, when you just like, you just trying to explain something to a chick or a female or something like that, and you like, it ain't no harmony in a sense, and you just kind of like, we're not really seeing eye to eye with this. You're not getting what I'm saying. You're not comprehending, or you don't see the big picture on this whole.
Understand when it happens to you.
Facts, like you know, you'll eventually come around to see the bigger picture, and you'll be like, man, that nigga there, he was ahead of his time, or he understood. You know what I'm saying? He know what the fuck he was talking about, and I was just like, yeah, probably not. Probably not. But you know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying though. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that be my whole MO after a while, where like I say, you meet people and you run across people and you try to, you know, you see where they at. You just kind of gauge them. I feel like gauge them, whatever the white pronunciation for that. You know, gauge, gauge, whatever. Like, so you know what I'm saying? You kind of see where they at with it. You know, like, okay, I got you. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, right, all right, well, you know, like, it's plenty of people that I done met, bro, And it's just, I got to keep it stupid simple. You know what I'm saying?
You let that conversation go because it's like, nigga, you're not gonna get it from me. So I'm gonna just vibe off to some other place,
Right.
Let you get this when you're supposed to get it, because right now ain't your time to get it.
Yeah. But I don't know, man. The world is the world, and shit. Like I say, it's my like I told one of my good friends. I say I feel like everybody needs something to fight for. Everybody, I feel like everybody should have an ambition, a goal, like, because when everybody got an ambition and a goal, like, based off that goal, their ambition, and what they want to do in life and shit like that, and if that morally lines up on some shit, I feel like that's when you can kind of tell, like, oh, this person, like, if a person want to create legs for people who can't walk, it's safe to say that this person got a kind of good heart, a decent heart. This is probably a moral, decent kind of person. You feel me? Now, if a person wants to cut everybody's legs off and give them robot legs,
you might have
and he might try to make that sound like it's moral and good, but damn, like, everybody don't want their fucking legs cut off. You know what I'm saying? Or like, so I just feel like a lot of the shit, like, people want to do at the end, like, when goal-driven people and ambitious people, when you check, like, what they want to do, and, like, the moral kind of, is that moral? Like, I feel like that's kind of how you gauge a decent person. You know what I'm saying, in a sense. And, like, I feel like everybody should fuck with them kind of people. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that'll say, just for starters, that'll save a lot of people hurt, and just, and everybody got a selfish gene in them. You know what I'm saying? But overall, like I say, I don't know, man. Like, it's so much. And I just feel like a lot of it starts with relationships, because, man, a lot of it starts with, like, really getting to know yourself, really.
Yeah, you gotta get to know yourself.
You know what I'm saying? Getting to know yourself. And that way you can meet somebody that kind of, like, hopefully in line, or y'all got some type of harmony between y'all.
Yeah.
And what you want to do, what he want to do, she want to do, whatever, And like I said, like, what I was going to say a while ago, like I say, what I be talking about with some of my good friends, like a couple of good friends that I ain't going to just say good. They solid people, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, we talked about, like, when you begin to know yourself, how, like, the pool lessens when you single.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, when you begin to know yourself and learn yourself, like, you begin to shut out. Like I say, when I was in high school and junior high, nigga, writing these I love you letters, period, 4th block, what time? 12:25. You know what I'm saying? Like, PE, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Which I ain't never write no bitch in PE. But, you know what I'm saying? It is PE time. But, like I say, when then I don't know who the fuck I am. I'm just some kid. All I know, bitch, you cute, you popular, or some shit. Or I'm popular and I look good, or you look good on side of me. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, like, circle this, yes, let's make this happen. You know what I'm saying? It's simple. It's easy. But when you begin to learn yourself, you know what I'm saying? Like, shit that you don't like, shit that you not finna put up with. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I don't want no bitch who quick-tempered. I don't want no bitch who quick to get all emotional and flash out and say some old hurtful ass shit or whatever. And you know what I'm saying? I don't want no nigga who can't come home at night or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't deal with that shit.
Right.
When you begin, and people, like I say, because people, like, people be looking, like, people always, I feel like, in a way, when you think about it, people always looking to find out who the fuck they is, because they always accepting some shit. But you know what really gets me, what really pisses me off, and I see a lot of females do this, and this ain't really female bashing, and I don't, like, it ain't nothing to do with that, but it's just like, I see a lot of females do this a lot. They like to take in shit that promotes they bad habits.
Yeah.
Like if they got a bad habit of like okay, for instance, what's a bad habit that a female, you know, a person may have? Like a bad habit may be you always talking and never listening, or some shit. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
So let's say Kevin Gates, a rapper, a celebrity, you see some quote somewhere, you know what I'm saying, some meme that kind of promotes that, like, motherfuckers always be talking but they don't be saying shit.
Right.
So they'll be on some shit like, you know, they kind of send you, let's say they send you that in a text message, a text thread or something. It's like, yeah, this why.
Yeah, this why I'm always.
This why I'm like this. Try to justify they fucked up ways. You get what I'm saying? That the ways that's not beneficial really for, like, you know what I'm saying? That it don't bring long-term benefits to any relationship. Right. You can't be in no relationship and all you want to do is fucking just talk. And never want to fucking listen. It's a two-way street. You got to be able to listen, and you get what I'm saying. So they in that sense, you know what I'm saying. It's a lot of that's what I've come to realize. It's a lot of people, I think, who do that. Like, so when they see these memes, when celebrities say certain shit, certain songs that may promote that way, they way of thinking. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Almost like the Bible in a sense. They just take it for what it is. It's just like they don't question it. You know what I'm saying? They not gonna sit up here and question like, okay, so, you know, should I listen sometimes? Right. They just like, nah, NBA YoungBoy said that shit, so that's good. That's good. So that's really like, that shit irks me. You know, I've came in contact with that, but like I say, once you find out, when you find out who you is and who you are, like, you listen. It shrinks. It's like at first it's just like this big ass, oh yeah, I can date anybody because I'm 12 years old. You know what I'm saying? Right. And anybody can shape me and give me experiences and shit like that. But once I'm fucking 25, 30, shit like that, and I didn't had experience. I didn't experience pain. I didn't experience hurt. I didn't experience happiness to an extent. I know what it feel like to be happy. I know what it feel like to be good and stable, all of this and that, mentally, emotionally supported, and all this shit. You know, I start to shape and form like, okay, you know what I'm saying? So this nigga or this bitch, she don't make me feel like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it lessens, you know, your fucking pool out here. And when you really know yourself, like a nigga like me, like I ain't gonna say I just pride myself on, but I low key do, you know, like, I mean, I done had more than enough time alone, bro. You know what I'm saying? I work 3 days out the week. The other 4 days I can really be chilling and just being a fucking nerd and just. Does that make sense? Analyzing shit that I hear. I like, my thing is I question everything, and I would encourage everybody to be like that.
Yeah, you should
question everything. Does that make sense to you based off your life experiences?
I was talking the other day about some shit like that. You know, I'm like, well, why do you believe what you believe in? Mm-hmm. Because my parents did. Well, why did they? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because that's what they was taught. Like, you gotta. At what point in your life are you gonna say, you know what? Does this shit really make sense? Why was I taught this?
Does it make sense,
where did this, you know, ideology come from?
Some of this shit don't even be making sense.
It don't make no sense, but it's set up in your presence like that in order to keep you subjective to whatever it is they want you to keep subjective to. You know, I go back to religion again, you know.
Like
people do the cross, you know, like, what is that about? What does that do?
Like they always said, like, they always said, this is simple, and I explained this to somebody. I was like, they always said you can ask God anything, right?
Right.
But yet and still, when something happens and some shit go down, what they say? Don't question God.
Exactly.
What sense does that fucking make, my nigga? What fucking sense does that make, fam? Make that make sense. Make this shit make logical sense to me. You telling me that on one side of it, you telling me, oh, you can come to God and ask him anything. He's all knowing. But like, then on the other side of the spectrum, you come and tell me like, yo, like, don't question God.
Because that's somebody's ideology. That's somebody else's thought process. Just like they said.
Like, I feel like if somebody,
God, you're only supposed to talk to him in a certain.
I feel like if somebody don't want you to ask them a question, they hiding something.
Exactly. And God says, it says that in the Bible. It says that in the Bible.
Well,
you can find all the answers through me.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to. There's no secrets. There's no secrets of the Bible. There's no secrets of my word. There's no secrets.
Mm-hmm.
Just ask me. Just talk to me. But as humans, we want to keep shit secret. We as humans want to keep stuff, away from people because we want to sit up and segregate them to think this type of way. That's why we have all of these multiple religions because, I don't believe in this part of the Bible. I only believe in this part of the Bible. I don't want you to know about this part of the Bible, so we're only going to talk about this part of the Bible because this is what I want you to believe in. That's why we have so much fucking confusion because, again, it starts with your spirituality. If you can confuse the spirit, you can get them to do whatever the fuck you want them to do. Period.
It's crazy.
Confuse the spirit.
It's crazy.
And the only way to confuse the spirit is to keep people ignorant. You keep people ignorant, it takes them a while before they come into the reality.
That's so important because, like I say, you familiar with that book, Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill, which is a great book, by the way. Everybody should go read that shit. But everybody should get it. But like I say, that's what he talked about. He was like, because in that book, he's interviewing the devil, so to speak, or whatever. So in that book, the devil is like, that's power that I don't have over people. Like when I don't have power and control over those people. Free thinkers.
Exactly.
When people begin to think for themselves and shit like that, he was like, I ain't got no fucking power or no control over them. It say that in that book. And like, man, look, I'm a Napoleon Hill fan, so like a lot of shit by that nigga is just like on point. Like it makes sense to me. A lot of it. So, you know what I'm saying? I most definitely, would recommend people check some shit out by Napoleon Hill. And if you know some shit that I haven't read by Napoleon Hill, I most definitely want to hear about that. So,
with the free thinkers though, it also, with some people, like you say, it takes them to get to know themselves first, and it takes time for that. And they don't become a free thinker until they, their 30s or their 40s, and then But yeah, that's when they become a free thinker. But before then, they've passed all of these, and I gotta try to bring it full circle before the end of this. But in that time where they weren't a free thinker, they were passing all of these theories and these ideologies down to other people who they captivated with their ignorance. And so now those people are captivated. Now they're going to pass that on to the next generation or to the next person. And so the confusion continues again. The cycle continues again. But, and I'm going to bring this, like I'm trying to bring it full circle.
Ahead.
So from what I've been taught, from what I've been told, from what I've learned, in the small villages in Africa and stuff like that, in the Congo, like where my people are from back in the day, and there were separations. There was a home for the spiritual leaders. There were a home for the women. There were a home for the men. And they had these separate homes in order to teach each other about the roles. You didn't have it to where it was like, I'm going to teach you negative. You were taught these things through the lineage and through the generations, and this generational story kept going down through every generation, and it was the same in every generation, and it didn't have to be documented. But now you have it to where they're teaching ignorance. And the more ignorance that you teach, the more it starts to sound like truth. Just like Trump. He's saying, the Mexicans are this, the Mexicans are that. You continue to say that a million times, people are going to believe that.
People going to start believing.
It's going to captivate
just like
people.
The picture that they paint for blacks.
Just like the picture they paint for blacks.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. We violent, all this shit, some watermelon monkey motherfuckers.
When they separated these villages, they were able to separate the spirit of the village. They're able to separate it and start teaching ignorance.
That makes sense, and I'm gonna tell you why. My spiritual mentor, she always say, and this shit is true because I didn't did it. Divide and conquer.
Of course, exactly.
Like that, and that's what they do. Like you even back then, from what you speaking, and even now, saying with all the men in prison. They break up the black family and shit.
Right, exactly.
So you break up the black family, you take the man out of there, he doing whatever fuck he got going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, Just what is that? What sense does that make? You know what I'm saying? You can't get, ain't it like something out there like where you can't get government assistance and shit like that if you got like the dude in the house or something?
I don't know if it's still like that, but I remember back in the day, like even my age,
I don't know.
In the 30s, when we were getting government assistance, when my mom was we were living with my mom. It was 5 of us living with my mom, and there were certain parameters that you had to follow in order to have that government housing. If there was a man who was living in that house, you were not able to get government housing. So even though mommy had a boyfriend, our mommy, he was our stepdad at the time, when it was time for the inspections, he couldn't be there. Mm-hmm. And we had to put up his clothes. So that way, when they were looking for stuff, they wouldn't find the clothes. Because if they found men's clothes, oh nah, we taking away your government assistance.
That's crazy.
But White Sally over here, she can have a man in her home because they're not worried about taking him away because he's making X amount of dollars because he's on some other type of white collar shit, thievery shit, and he's winning in the system. But Billy, not Billy, but Craig, who just stole, $200 from the grocery store, now he locked up for 40 years for that shit.
It's so crazy.
But over here, Billy doing the same shit. He's stealing the same amount of money, but he ain't getting none of that time.
It's crazy, and like I say, it's a lot of like shit, time, energy that you could just, because it's a whole lot of negative shit when you look at it. You know what I'm saying? And it's overwhelming, and it's super duper frustrating, and that's why I don't. Like I say, and coming towards the end of this, we like at 40 minutes in. Oh, shit. And so we got like 20 more minutes or so to just kind of jerk ass off. Like, whatever.
Bounce ideas off each other?
Yeah. So, pause, whatever. Pause, for real. So like, try to end this on a more positive note. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, it's like in this day and age, for me, I'm gonna say, and you can go after. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you like? How do you just like kind of deal with, when because like I say, the Bible. If you're familiar with the Bible got a scripture in there where it says to increase knowledge and to increase wisdom is to increase sorrow.
Yes, that's very true.
That's in there.
And it's a rapper who says something similar to that.
And that's crazy to me.
The more you know, the more you know, the harder you cry, or some shit like that. And it's true.
Oh, and that's somewhere, I don't know where exactly, but you can Google that, look it up. But it says that, to increase wisdom or to increase knowledge, increases sorrow, bro. And like, when you know about all the dirty, and I heard something like, I heard this nigga on a anime I'll be watching, nigga. Like, anime will drop some Jews on you every now and then. Definitely. Like, and he was like, nigga, you can't change the world without getting your hands dirty. Right. He said that, and I was like, I mean, I'm just thinking of it from a perspective of like, okay, white people changed the world. Or whatever, created this whole, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And they did a lot of dirt. You know what I'm saying? Did a lot of dirt. But like I say, coming to a close, I guess. Goes back to spirituality. It's like, how do you? If Eve would have listened, I'm just playing. Nah, that's pointing the finger. But like I say, I just feel like, the way I deal with a lot of it, like I try to deal with what I can control. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? On the daily. Like I say, world shit that's out of my hand and out of my control at this particular time, at this age or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I try to affect and be positive and influence on a positive note the people that I can. When I can, how I can, if I can. You know what I'm saying? That's what I try to do. And I just try to, like I say, walk that walk, and talk that talk. It's not only just talk the talk, but I try to walk that walk. So, hopefully people who really know me, you know what I'm saying, they can say something like, oh, this is a solid guy. Right. You know what I'm saying? And, you know what I'm saying, I had a person tell me, I always try to have a positive outlook on things. You know what I'm saying? No matter the situation or whatever. And like I told one of my good friends, you know what I'm saying, we had a talk, and because she was real passionate about the bottom, the gene, the bottom and shit like that. Yeah, when that happened, she was like real. She had like she was real passionate about that. And I think I told her some things along the lines of like, everybody has something that they fight for. You know what I'm saying? Rather it be NCAA, AP, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Black folk. You know what I'm saying?
AACP.
Oh yeah, whatever them black niggas was doing.
NCAA.
Nah, like NCAA. Fuck that. So yeah, like so. Young back in the gap. Malcolm, Martin. Yeah. Even Trump, he got something that he fighting for. You know what I'm saying? Like people, whatever the case, I feel like that's why I say, people should have something to fight for that they stand for. Like they say, stand for something or fall for anything. And that's, I feel like, a lot of what goes on, probably. You know what I'm saying? While you got so many people going in this way, they don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, but what matters to you? Like, for me, I'm a nigga who grew up, low income, you know what I'm saying, coming up ain't really had too much, you know what I'm saying, but want a little bit of something, but at the same time, I don't know, somewhere along the line, and I would start with the Bible, but like I say, and people can negate the Bible and be like, oh, it was written by this and da-da-da-da. I don't give a fuck. Napoleon Hill was a white man, and he wrote fucking, what's that book? Get Rich or some shit. You know the book by Napoleon Hill.
I probably do. I can't think of it right now.
I can't think of it either. I got it too. It's up in here somewhere. Think or Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think that's by Napoleon Hill.
That is by Napoleon Hill. Trust me, I know. Yeah. Think or Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. So, and he wrote that book. I mean, he a white nigga, you know what I'm saying? I got something out of it. But like I say, like what I'm saying at the end of the day, I got something from the Bible. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like you don't have to take everything literally, or you ain't even really gotta accept it. I don't really give a fuck if a nigga accept it or not. Yeah. Like I don't care. But like my overall shit is just really on some shit like and this don't even matter. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like, yo, if you take some shit and you get something positive from it. That's what and it influence you to, it's on some shit where it can help make another person better, inspire, motivate another person, or make some shit better.
That's what matters.
That's what fucking matters. That's what fucking matters at the end of the day. That's what I think. Like, so all that other shit, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, I read some of the pieces that I read out of the Bible. That shit was beneficial to me. Some of the shit that I read, some of the books that I read, Proverbs, you know what I'm saying? Corinthians, Ecclesiastes, shit like that. Some of it, I got some shit from it. Right. You know what I'm saying? I feel like when I read the Bible, nigga, I had some type of superpower after that. Like it was like discernment or something. I was able to I was like a little more knowledgeable. I could see shit happening in the world, and I was like, oh, that makes sense. Based off what the Bible said, rather than some old ass nigga, old ass black dude, old ass white dude that went down and written that shit out like, yo, you don't want to do this, you don't want to do that. If you see these holes over there, you want to go that way. Da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? Like, stay away from her, the promiscuous woman or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Don't fuck with that hoe. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, bro. Like, they was telling us back in the gap, like.
Yesterday's lyrics.
You know what I'm saying?
Thou shalt not fuck it without hope.
So, whatever the case, but like at the end of the day, I'm on, on a positive vibe. So, I just try to do what I can within my power, and you know what I'm saying, influence the motherfuckers or inspire or motivate. If you catch a vibe from it, you catch a vibe from it. You know what I'm saying? Right. That's what it's for. Everybody got their own fan base. You know what I'm saying? Who the fuck? I motherfucking inspire or a motherfucker might see it my way, the person who NBA Youngboy or fucking Moneybag Yo might see it a totally different way.
Right.
I mean, and that's fine. But like I say, at the end of the day, if Moneybag Way NBA Youngboy, if it's positive on a positive note, and it work for you,
go with it.
Cool deal, nigga. I don't give a fuck. Right. You inspire somebody to be a decent person out here.
Right.
And I think that's what the world need more of.
Decent people doing part of the shit. I feel you.
So, how do you deal with like positive? Like, how do you deal with like being that you know everything? Like when you know shit. Like I say, as we go back to that shit that we were saying, when you know, the more you know, it kind of increases sorrow in a way. Being that you know some of the things that you know, like how do you go about, like, you know what I'm saying, just trying to be a positive person, or trying to be a light in a way.
I try to positively impact people as much as I can whenever it's received properly. But I think I'm at the age and the stage of my life where I'm like, look, you can listen or you ain't got to. Either way, I don't give a fuck. You can either get this knowledge or you ain't got to. But I'm not gonna sit up here and try to debate you. I'm not gonna try to sit up here and argue with you. I'm not gonna sit up here and try to make my shit sound right and yours sound wrong.
Exactly.
I'm gonna speak on my views, and if you feel that my views work for you, then so be it. But to sit up and to argue with you, I'm just not gonna do it. I'm gonna just be quiet because clearly you know best. Clearly you know better. So
are you just really steadfast or really strong in your belief? You know what I'm saying? Rather I view the shit as wrong or flawed or whatever. You just, hey, that's the belief that you hold right now, and you good with that. And so okay, cool.
I try not to skew people's views based off of how I feel or where I come from or what I've had to deal with. You know, your views for your moment. My views are my views for my moment. You know, they'll change. Just like everything in life. Everything is destined to change. You know, whether it's for the positive or for the negative, I just pray that it's for the positive. An old dude told me one time, he said, he was like, B, he was in the 60s. Looked young though. Looked like he was young dude. And he was like, B, you know, I get real pissed off now. I was like, why you get pissed off so easy? He said, because I just see the dumb shit in the world going on. He was like, and it just pisses me off. You know, it makes me angry. And I can see why he said this was some years ago, and I can see why he feels that way. Just like you say, to have knowledge, increase your knowledge, increase his sorrow.
Fact.
His sorrow is synonymous with anger, you know? You know, and he sees this shit and he's like, man, I know better than this person doing that, you know, and I want to tell this person that, but seeing how this person has reacted to other people, I can't tell this person that. So I gotta let this person go through this bullshit in order to come out on the good side.
Everybody got their own fan base, right, bro.
But to feel that way and to see that shit, like that'd be some hurtful shit, especially like if it's family, like my nephew, you know.
Yeah.
I be trying to talk to him, be trying to, you know, tell him about game and shit like that, and he won't listen to 97% of it.
Facts.
You know, and I just be like, man, I just wish you.
Bro, if you just get it, you could be so great.
Exactly.
You wouldn't have to deal with a lot of shit.
And it hurts me because I be like, man, you
right.
don't even gotta do that.
Right.
Even
I get it. I get it.
I get it. She's a little younger than me, and I be like, babe, if you just listen, but she don't want to. So I'm like, hey, you gotta stumble, you gotta fall. Just like I did. And that's, unfortunately, that's the way of the world is, you know, you have to allow people to receive that whenever they receive it.
Yeah. Like, cause we all know we can't change a motherfucker.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's like, I think it's love in that at the end of the day. I think it's love in the part where you see it as, where you just like, yo, like, okay, this is happening. And okay, all right, cool. I see where you at.
Right.
I accept it, like, where you at, that, like, I can't change it, and, you know, I done kind of tried, I done made efforts here and there, whatever, and, like, that's where you at with it, and I can't really do nothing about that, so it's on me to be like, okay, do I just, you know, in a way, all the way do away with you? And I'm not talking about like so much as your relationship or anything like that, but just like, you know, do I do away with you altogether, or just, you know, or do I just like accept that that's where you at in life, knowing that hopefully or thinking or feeling that you might come around one day to see things, you know what I'm saying, or we can get on track, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. And you know what I'm saying, like I say, that's
with your kids, bro. It's shit, boy.
Yeah, man. But 5 more minutes, 6 more minutes, 5 more minutes.
Everybody get into it, but I mean that's the way it is. That's the way it has to be. Like you said, it is loving. Because it's like, look, I love you through all of it. Simple as that. And I hope you learn.
All right, so that was us just running, shooting the shit, and y'all been rocking with DJ CodeRed on the ones and twos.
Hottest DJ in the DF dub.
The podcast you just heard was made using Anchor. Ever thought about making your own podcast? Anchor makes it really easy for anyone to get started. It's a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing podcasts. Best of all, it's 100% free. Sign up now at anchor.fm/new. That's anchor.fm/new to get started.